Yeah, somebody's, I don't even know what.
Tanara is going to be late,
You know, we-
and so she's told us she's going to be late. We do have a quorum. Councilman Rowe is not going to make it tonight.
Yeah, somebody's, I don't even know what.
Tanara is going to be late,
You know, we-
and so she's told us she's.
We're late.
There we go. We're gonna run a 30-second lag. That'll mess everybody up.
Minimize that one. Track.
Statements of intent. As long as there was.
Okay.
As long as we don't have obligation.
Okay. So you guys ready to go? All right,
We're online.
we're ready to go. All right, we're gonna bring the meeting to order. Lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
On the wrong side.
I heard that. I'll represent that comment.
One already said.
Well, I can see three. We- That's okay. That's, that kind of discrimination is the last scrap that should be allowable and to make fun of bald guys. That'd be great. That's good. Okay, with now that we're to order, I would entertain a motion to approve or amend the minutes from last meeting. Everybody had a chance to review?
Move to approve.
Got a motion?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye. I don't know if I get a vote for that or not. That's old habits die hard. Okay. We do have a visitor with us tonight who's interested in a particular topic, and we're going to move that around a little bit. And I would like to move item 5C up to the top of the agenda. Okay. It'd be the written disposition of surplus property. We have had some conversations about this. I was approached by the moneymakers who live at the corner of Railroad Avenue, and they were interested in helping the city out with a right of way that would allow us to join the Railroad Avenue into the surplus property, or not surplus property, but the property that we own behind Calvert Elementary. Okay. So we had actually, before the budget, we put some money just based on some crude estimates of acquisition of this piece of property and putting in a gravel trail from Railroad Avenue straight through to the back of Doctor's Park. And so we've looked at it and had some discussions about how wide the track would need to be and how much they would be willing to part with, and have come up with a tremendous idea that brings the council to swap land. So in order to get a narrow tract, what are the overall, what's with that, Brad? 34 foot wide and all the way up into the front triangle is represented on that plat. And we've had it, we've had it surveyed and determine the acreage and had appraisers work with us. And so on the back of the track, so the railroad would be on the upper part of the drawing on the wall. And then the tract would kind of start with a little wedge. And what that wedge lets us do, it lets us arrange the bicycle trail or a multi-use trail, whatever ends up being there. So you have a better view on the corner.
There you go.
And then the tract that's to the east is equal acreage exactly to what they're willing to swap us to the north. And so by trading land, we can establish that right away. And we want to move on it pretty quickly to establish a recognized right of way because people are cutting the corner and going across the private landowner's property in all kinds of different fashions. And so this is something I think is a tremendous addition
What do we
to
do
our
now?
ability
We're
to
giving the eastern track right there. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
to utilize the overall tract in behind the school.
That's correct. We're taking the eastern track for the northern track. Which is trying. The one on top, yeah.
And the eastern track,
That's this one, the eastern,
the
east of
long,
there.
the long track.
Yeah.
Okay, along the east.
This is our property, this is their property, it's swap, even Steven, 0.6808 acres on both tracks.
What was that number again? 0.68,
08.
6808. Now, how precise are you going to get than that? So the tail end of the track that we acquired from the school system, this would just take a notch out of that and provide a lot better access down through there. That's commonly used track a lot. You can get through there with ATVs and four-wheelers and walk-in and everything else through there now, but we're looking at improving that all the way through. So this is the first portion to improving that. So what we're asking to do is to consider the written disposition of surplus property. The council needs to approve the disposition of this tract on the east side so it can be swapped for this. Is there any questions here? Do we need a motion? I would think so. Do we want to make a motion to? Well, we need to read it, or what do we need to do here?
If everybody's seen it, knows what it says, that's all. It's required.
Yeah.
Okay,
This right here. And I make a motion, we accept it.
okay. Got a first? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. All opposed, nay. Done deal. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing this.
Appreciate y'all.
And I know,
We appreciate you all.
and we really do. And Deshae called me up and I just was thrilled to death with this proposition. Is something we were looking to do and it's going to connect wonderfully. So I really appreciate it. Her and her husband are big bikers throughout and they work extensively in Livingston County and we're glad to have you in Calvert City and appreciate the deal.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Wonder. Home of Ford's radio when the UK basketball still vibrating up there at times,
Well, maybe you can hear it under certain atmosphere.
Steve.
I think Deshae has got a volunteer fireboard she's trying to make it to. So I really appreciate you letting me reshuffle the agenda to help her out. Okay, so with that said, we can get back to our normal agenda and talk about the Youth Voice Writing Contest winner for November. We've got Blair in the house tonight.
His name is Elijah McCallan. He is from an 8th grader from Reedland Middle School. His favorite teacher is Miss Campbell, and for fun, he likes to play the guitar and perform in front of audiences. He has a really great piece. It was an essay and about veterans, and pretty fitting for this week with Veterans Day this Thursday. It'll be in the Lake News this week, and then we'll get it posted on our website so you guys can read it as well. But it's a really good read from an 8th grader's perspective. His grandfather, I believe, was in World War II and fought in Normandy, so
Wow.
that's kind of a unique view on veterans and the importance of them. So definitely check that out, and we have 43 entries.
Wow. And what's Elijah's last name again?
Elijah McCallan.
McAllen.
Mhm.
All right. Well, congratulations, Elijah. Okay. On the agenda, we have some old business with nothing listed underneath it. Anybody have any old business I'd like to ask questions about or? Well, there's a lot of stuff going on and we're going to cover much of it as we move forward. So we will circle back around in case if somebody wanted to get it paramount right now, we could. Blair's going to talk about strategic plan when she gets up here. That was one that I'd scribbled in. Okay. Okay, new business. Consider the resolution 2021-06. And this is the financing of the airport hangar. When we had expended the money, we said we were going to go back and seek some financing for that and let the rents from the hangar cover itself. So we have found a recommended solution for that. Linda, you want?
Did I give you a copy?
This was prepared by the bond council for the KLC, and it simply is, it meets the requirements that we have to meet in order to be reimbursed from the proceeds of the bond issue. So oddly enough, the critical part of it is section 3, declaration of official intent. It says we intend to reimburse ourselves. And you have to do that. It's all about time frames and deadlines. You have to do that within a certain period of time to follow the completion of the project and expenditure of the funds in order to be reimbursed. And we're still within our required time frame. So that's what this is. Frankly, this resolution was prepared by Steve. What's his last name? Sikorsky. And it's intended purely to meet the requirements of reimbursement from the KLC bond.
Okay, for consideration of this resolution, do we need to read it?
But it's not required. It's not like an
Well, I meant read it out loud. So,
I mean, out loud, you don't have to read it out loud like you do in ordinance. It's not, it's part of the first thing to read. I think.
But I do want to do a roll call since they have everyone listed on the back.
well, so we need a motion to consider it. And
Correct.
And then a second.
Motion, we accept the resolution to reimburse ourselves on the airport.
Okay, we have a second. Okay, a second. So any questions on this before we take a roll call?
So how much are we approximately, we're looking at approximately
550,000.
550 in the 20-year term, 25-year term, 25.
Rent from the hangar is just going to pay that.
That's correct. And then what is left over is actually being held back for maintenance and then upgrades and maybe down the road, maybe some more construction. So it was designed and set up so that if they're all, they're all renting and stuff like that right now, we're at 18 and 21, even with that, we're gonna have money above what we will owe each year to put back for maintenance and whatever else is necessary.
And I did start an airport account so that airport money is separate from the general fund.
Yeah, it's not kept in the general fund, it's kept in its own account.
So this goes back to our conversation during budget time and allowed us to have as aggressive as a budget as we chose to have this year. And so this is coming around and it seems like a very good deal to me, and you guys shop several options, right? Okay. We ready for
We couldn't get anything like this through a bank. This is have to go through a bond to get this kind of a deal.
Okay. Any other questions on it before Linda takes roll call? No? Okay.
Okay. Councilman Babcock's not here. Councilman Howard.
Yeah.
Councilman Hale. Yes. Councilman Harrington.
Yes.
Councilman Rao. Your Councilman Stokes.
Yes.
What I needed.
Okay. I'd hope to make an appointment or suggest an appointment of Dale Smith to the cemetery board. last meeting, and he wanted to think about it and talk to some people, as I would expect Dale would. And so I would like to consider you guys confirming him. I'd like to nominate Dale Smith for membership on the cemetery board.
So do we just need to make a motion to confirm him or?
Yep.
I make a motion, we confirm Dale Smith to the Calvert City Cemetery Board.
Okay. Got a second? All in favor, say aye. Congratulations to Dale. Dale's a longtime member of our community, and for those that may or may not know, he takes care of D's across from the cemetery. So I think he's got a lot to add to this effort, and I'm thrilled that he decided to accept that. Okay. I think we're ready for Blair to give us a marketing director's report.
First, just off the top, the strategic plan, I want to hear back from two of you guys. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple more weeks. If you guys could just read it and let me know, just email me and let me know it's okay. If it's okay, then we'll be good. Now, I have updated the new notes that I've gotten, so I'll email that back out. And for those that I've heard back from, make sure I have everything that you guys put in there. And you guys let me know any feedback from that. It's a 7-year plan, so it looks at the next 7 years and what we focus on. And I need to get with you too. I feel like we need to meet with our manager people to make sure what we have is in there too. So I'm gonna we've got today, I'll send it probably tomorrow, and then if I can hear back from you guys, make sure everything's in there that you think needs to be. And then hopefully by next council meeting, be perfect time, right at the end of the year, and we can start fresh with that plan. Just some events that are coming up. Jingle Tales, it's the Marshall County Humane Society. They're having their fundraiser at the Civic Center on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. First time, I guess, they've been in Calvert City, so that's exciting to have them here. But they'll have vendor booths set up, all dog related, so you can come and get dog treats and collars and what else we want for a dog. And we'll have one of our local girls who makes dog treats. She's gonna have a booth there, Chewy's Treats. So stop by and check that out on Saturday. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's the Kentucky Dam Village Prehistoric Artifact Show. And that is always really cool. Stan's really big in there. Keith, Joy's husband from the basket case. They always have their full spread there. And it's all artifacts from the continental USA, so it's not anywhere outside. And there's people that come from everywhere. Nevada, California. When you pull into that parking lot, you'll see license plates from all over the place. It's really, really cool. But that's Friday from 2 to 6, Saturday from 8 to 4, and Sunday from 8 to 1 at the convention center. We finished our photo contest. We had 107 entries. Turned out really good, and another year of really hard decision making for our judges, but they narrowed it down to the 13. I ordered the calendar today, so we can expect to have those by the December 4th Christmas, all day Christmas in Calvert event. And I think it's going to be really great. The theme this year was Calvert Life, so the judges really focused on Calvert living. So there's lots of kids and fun things happen in the park. It's really, really great. A couple of things I've been working on. The Tennessee River Line, they chose Calvert as kind of the guinea pig, I guess, to work on their GIS maps that they're working on. It'll be a live map on their website where you could go in and find ramps or boat ramps and kayak put-ins and all kinds of things. So I went around, and you have to go to the location, take the picture, upload the picture, and then put all of the details in there. Are there restrooms, photos of parking? So we did that. Everything went really well. A lot of questions were answered, and I think they're going to launch that to the rest of the Tennessee River line later, beginning of the year in January, once we kind of work through all the kinks. So that'll be, we'll have all of our boat ramps listed on there, and I think that'll be a good way to drive traffic to those ramps. Part of the Land Between the Lakes Coalition region that we're a part of, they have partnered with National Geographic, and Nat Geo has created a map that has all kinds of recreation. So we are working with Land Between the Lakes Coalition to get our data on the Nat Geo website. And because it's offered as a partnership, it's free. There's no cost to it. So that's pretty awesome. Just to update on the, and we finished Bobby's book. And it was ordered. It's a 60-page historical document that she has worked endlessly on. And the photos in it are great. It's been a collaboration through the whole community donating photos, and Bobby and her lovely brain that she has there. But we hope to have those. It's a 60-page book, so we were able to order 250 of them, and we haven't decided. I don't know if we'll sell them or what, but it really is up to you guys. It's a really nice historical document over the last 150 years. So very cool, and we'll have those ready, printed by the Christmas Bazaar as well, or Christmas Day in Calvert. Just to kind of do a rundown on that day, because we won't have our council meeting. The Christmas Bazaar we'll start out with the Jingle Bell Run. It starts at 8 o'clock, and we have, I think, 22 registered, which is more than we did when we had it before. Usually people kind of wait till the last minute.
So it's depending on whether you're gonna double that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Who knows? You really don't know. But we partnered again with Snap Fitness, so they're gonna be kind of leading that. And it starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday in Memorial Park on that December the 4th. And that usually is over with about 9:30. And then we have a fun run with Santa with the kids, and they can run around with Santa. And then the bazaar starts at 9 o'clock. It's at Calvert City Civic Center, Lakeland, and Altona Baptist Church. 3 locations, I think 102 vendors.
Wow.
Lots of new vendors too that we hadn't even heard of. So new group of folks coming in, and
102.
that's exciting.
That's great.
Yeah, and then each location will have a food vendor too. So
That's good.
so if you go, we have Mike's Donuts, he's in Calvert. He just started his donut business, which he was a baker in his former life before he moved here in Michigan, retired, moved here to be closer to his grandbabies. And he decided to open a food truck. So he has donuts that are delicious. But lots of different vendors or food vendors at each location. That'll go until 4 p.m. And then the Lions Club parade, it starts at 6. Lighted parade starts at 6. Pathway, you start at Pathway, be there by 4:45 if you want. And I don't know if you guys want to do or float. I mean, you don't do float, but if you want to be a part of it, let me know. We can get you on a trailer or something.
We'll just stand on the sidelines and ring bells.
Yes, that sounds great too.
I've always watched that.
Yeah, or just volunteer to help me that day. That would be great. Even better. So that starts at 6 and it goes until probably about 7. They're gonna have their event at the Civic Center where they have giveaway hot dogs, and Santa Claus will be there. And then across the park, from 5 to 9, we will have our tree lighting kind of event. So it will be, we've rented a train, same train that we had for 4th of July.
Big hit the
And-
train.
Yeah. And so what I'm asking is if you want to ride the train, to bring a canned good item, And you can ride through the park and then we'll donate that. The only place that we really have is either the Calvert Sharp Resource Center or the Methodist Church. They do have a pantry too, so might just split between the two of those here in Calvert. And so that's from 5 to 9. We'll have live music. There's going to be a sing-along. Our Calvert Community Choir is going to sing a couple of songs. I haven't heard back from the jazz band. Jazz band, where'd that come from? So, became northern for a second. The jazz band, I haven't heard back from him yet, but he's still kind of waiting on his schedule to see if it's possible. And that's it, I guess. What do you like? That
Chamber
evening. So
dinners
it's-
tomorrow night, right?
Yes, the chamber dinner's tomorrow. The dress is cocktail attire, so for those that are coming. I've turned in all of your names, so you got a seat. And it'll be a plated meal. They are asking you to wear a mask if you're gonna stand up and walk around, so, but as long as we're sitting at the table, you don't have to wear a mask, so bring one.
And that
And,
KLED dinner was canceled.
Yes, it was canceled. It's a busy time right now. Everybody's trying to fit their last minute ear things in, so. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna try it again. But I'm gonna send out an email about December the 4th and the strategic plan. If you guys are available that day at any time, let me know, because I could definitely use your help. We're gonna have to fill spaces for each spot in the bazaar for people to watch the door. And then also help at the Calvert tent. We'll be giving away the calendars at the tent during the tree lighting.
What time is the tree lighting again?
So the parade's over with at 7 or 7-ish. So we're just gonna kind of wing it. I'm
Got
thinking probably about 7:30. Yeah. probably.
Big day like the day before that.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be nice? Hey,
Well-
that's how it was last year. Remember, because we moved all the vendors
Yeah.
outside last year.
Either this or snow, right?
Yeah. They make a snow machine and I really want it so bad.
That would be so nice.
I want it so bad.
You have to move up north.
Yeah.
Stay up there.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of information to digest. I don't know. I was sitting there trying to take some notes on that, Blaine. So the first printing of the history book is going to be 250 copies. That's the first printing. The
Yeah,
first printing, I predict.
probably.
Okay.
You guys are, I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to give them away for free or if you want to sell them. I'm sure Kata can sell them or.
Well, one of the things that we've yet to really wrestle with in a budgetary method is the disposition of the bank building. And that's not going to be really picked up and meaningfully moved right now. That's just one of the things that came to my mind is possible of what you could do proceeds with. Just an idea. Of course, we have to consult the author and make sure it's an appropriate.
As I said, it is up to you. I really look forward to you.
Okay.
And for my family.
All right. Well,
So whether they're paid for or given away or whatever, I want at least 3 copies.
is that going to be enough?
I don't know if they will or not, but I want at least 3.
Oh, and in case anybody asks, we did have an article in the Jackson Purchase magazine, and it said that we were selling copies of Oak Hill, reprinted copies of Oak Hill. I'm not sure where they got that at, but we can do that. We're just not. We're not doing it.
So Oak Hill,
I meant to ask.
So if anyone asks, we haven't had any, we had like 2 people call, but it was,
Okay.
thank goodness it was Beth.
so
And
the
her mother, so.
who said that Jackson Purchase magazine?
Yes.
Kentucky, isn't Kentucky
That
Living?
would be, does that not belong to William Roy's children? That,
I don't know. I would
He gave us
imagine.
Permission to recopy it, but, and I can further investigate on how much it would cost to reprint it. And if for those of you that haven't read it, it really is a fun book. Now, I know it is historical fiction.
but it's,
Yeah,
from
He did
these
do a good
two,
job
they'll-
on it.
they'll tell you, but,
it's been a while.
it is.
That's cool.
ask. We don't have copies, but we can, start a list. I guess.
And the other book I know in that regard is local is what Mr. Hall put one together at one time.
Yeah, but
Chemical City.
it was more of a newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
It's, I wrote some things for it. I gave him some background information for it. He went to the courthouse and he just went into great depth as to who lived where.
Right.
I take that book sometimes, those are hard. I had given away the one that I had bought.
Mine evaporated on me as well.
But anyway, during the centennial, I was crying about having lost mine and someone came up and handed me one.
Oh, that's good.
And I just was so thankful. And anyway, I just go sometimes just sit at night before I go to bed and go through and picture in my mind, okay, the Odells live here now, exactly where is that now? And it's fun to do. And I can pretty much spot where Sally Calvert lived. Where,
What was the name? What was the name of that book?
A Chemical City.
A Chemical City.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Century.
Central. Century.
Century.
Chemical Century, yes. A chemical century.
Okay.
I think I had one. But I don't know if it's-
All right.
It didn't have a lot of newspapers.
Yeah, it had a lot of newspaper articles.
Well, that's an interesting 3-book set. So there you go. That's marketing for Christmas of 2022, maybe. All right. We don't have an airport report tonight, do we?
Yeah.
We do?
I got an email from Tim.
Okay.
He's not available, but he did send me something to pass on to you guys.
Okay.
They have done the aerial photo on the approach obstructions. And right now, we're waiting on the FAA's response to verify the category of obstructions. And pending KDA's, Kentucky Division of Aviation's approval and signature for the contract for the work to do it. I don't think it's going to get done this year. Yeah. Environmental team.
They give us.
6 weeks. Yeah, from 15th of October to the end of November. And it's not gonna happen. Environmental team has completed their field work in support of the wetland and water delineation. I'm sure that has to do with our fencing. Documentation has been forwarded to the Corps for their review and comment. The airport CIP plan for 2023 and 27 will be forwarded to us for review and consent this week at some point. And when it does, I'll get it out to you guys. And that's what they've got right now.
At the airport, are you done?
With that one, yeah.
You didn't have your-
Go ahead. No, you're
Well,
fine.
no, as long as we're on the airport.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's airport. We started the advertising at the airport, and it'll start in December 4th it goes out, then January 8th, I think it goes out. And it'll be 2 e-newsletters that go to 200,000 plus pilots. Also, will be put on their GPS map, so when planes fly over, it'll pop up and show that we have fuel on their map while they're in the air. So I think that'll help drive some traffic to the airport.
And we haven't heard anything back on the grant application that we submitted for the airport as well. With the biannual funding they had with the transportation cabinet.
Okay.
So nothing yet, so.
As long as we have John talking, we'll go on with the project report.
We did have a meeting with HDR and Jim Smith Contractors. And to go ahead and complete the 4 feet of right of way on both sides of Sharkell and that section that we're doing from Waste Path down around to the Industrial Parkway. We're looking at approximately 174,000, so it's going to fall within our budget to do so. So we'll go ahead and move forward. So. Wi-Fi, the public Wi-Fi, we've talked about that for some time, and we've had it, but and right now it's kind of ready. We're trying to get it back up. I want to know if you guys want us to go ahead and move forward to upgrade the public Wi-Fi in the parks. You're talking about something between $10,000 and $15,000 to do as a complete overhaul, basically. But it will also eliminate dead spots. It'll take our haul backs will go all the way down to Old Park, the tennis courts. And most of the park, Memorial Park, there may be some light coverage down on the south end of Memorial Park. But for the rest of the parks, it should be okay. So I just need a little direction as to whether or not you want me to go ahead and proceed with that or wait till, try to look at and wait until next budget year.
Do you have an idea of where that fits in the budget?
Well, we've got some savings coming up with this project right here, as far as that goes. I mean, it would cover it, but at
With
this
which
point,
project?
huh,
With which project?
the actual Shark Owl, the work on Shark Owl, we had budgeted up to 200,000 for that one. And we're gonna come in about 26,000 under that.
Is that the one we talked about in
Yes,
depth
ma'am.
last time?
In
So
depth,
are we
yes.
going for,
4 feet,
4 feet,
Okay.
yeah.
all right.
4 feet.
So that, again, like I said, it's showing up somewhere around 25,000 under what we had, set the limit at. We could utilize some of that money. Right now, Parks is in good shape as far as theirs. But now, again, we've got this trail we're working on too, but we've got some money in there for that one,
How much is the upgrade will be?
between 10 and 15. And I'm giving that rough because I've got to get some other quotes because I've got a price that's, I'll just say it's on the low end of that spectrum, but because of it, I'll have to get quotes. So. But just before I proceed on with that, I want to make sure you guys are okay with going that route. That that separates the public Wi-Fi from this building. And it's been running off of the service we have at the Civic Center. And that's going to be the base for the operation there. It is already, but it'll actually, the connectivity will be better.
So what are the problems with the way we're currently doing it? Spotty?
Spotty, and our equipment is, what is it? We just can't replace it. They don't have that type of equipment anymore. And so we're trying to upgrade it.
Is this going to help us on any of the camera Wi-Fi or anything?
Maybe. Most of ours is independent from that because of security.
That's correct. This is public Wi-Fi.
It still gets used about parents trying to do homework and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Mine goes out of the house, I have to send them on missions.
If you want to know where, if you want to, yeah, if you want to know exactly where it is, I can draw you a map because I know from my midnight wanderings, walking the poodle dog, I can tell you where the strong signals are.
This will increase the strong signals throughout the whole park
I
system.
have one OCD kid. She freaks out when she can't get her homework done, so she gets in the car and starts going find Wi-Fi when ours goes out. So when TV's going or something.
So we're looking at actually using surplus funds in the capital account to do this work is what you're saying.
But we
Not taking it out of the parks budget, but finding,
That's correct.
That's-
Finding it in the capital improvement projects monies.
I don't.
And I will move forward. Thank you. The pickleball court is coming along. We've got the base in. We're laying out the court and the electrical as we speak. We're going to put in a service over there that would be not only for the pickleball, but would have enough to take care of other amenities or other facilities that they might come up. So that for the future, it's already there. The electrical service would be there. We just need to pan off of it because the electricity needed, the amperage needed for the lights on this pickleball court is going to be what, less than 15 amps. It's like 14 amps for
yeah,
8
unbelievable.
LED lights for the courts. So I mean, so we're going to put in a 200 amp service and that should take care of that one. If it was another court of some sort, whatever it may be, that could take care of that. And if we actually add some restrooms down the road, that would actually be able enough to cover them as well. So. but that's where we stand on that. I know that Benton's paving for their pickleball courts was done today. I'm going over to look at that because the paver was someone that's not in our normal rotation, although I've seen some work that the gentleman has done, or the company's done, and have been impressed with it. So we're gonna go take a look at it this week to see if we want to pursue that in ours, because see if we can actually
He's
do
paving
some
all
work.
those streets, I just had it extra.
So, but that's kind of where we are at this point. So. I think it's all I've got, unless you guys have got questions about something else.
The completion of the multi-use trail from Fifth to out through Long Valley, have we ever gotten the money straightened out for that from the state?
There's a process right now of acquiring the right of way. And that's what they're doing as we speak. And so when they get that done, then we'll be ready to get the money transferred.
They couldn't proceed with the procurement of it until what, November? Wasn't it?
It was, well, they said they couldn't start until October, but then they couldn't start first of October either.
Yeah.
But I think they're already started. They started
Yeah,
sometime in
they've
October.
begun, but
Okay.
that's where we are right now. We met our deadline and we've just been waiting on them to follow through on theirs. But they are doing it for us, so we don't have to fool with it, so.
And this is like late coming to the ball game, but I had a complaint about it. Why did we go with such small tables at the shelter in the whole park? Did you have only 4, like you can only seat a few people at the round tables?
There's
What
4
was it?
people at the round table.
Yes, why
And
was
we
that?
just set them up because they matched the benches we had been using, the 2 more benches we had been using.
But it really limits the amount of people, like if you had a reunion or something, it really limited the
Well, I mean, they
seating.
could be moved out so the other people could bring tables in. It was always decided that they wanted to do something, a nicer looking table and not just the old picnic tables down there.
Well, I know, but you can get a nicer looking picnic table. That's what I'm like, I
Granted.
just assumed they were gonna
But
be like the
now-
ones at Mike Miller Park in that shelter and stuff.
That's what we went with, and they can be moved out so that others can bring tables in of their choosing, depending on what they're wanting to do. If they want to do something where they can have like long rows, they can bring those
You're
in.
talking about the individual can bring their table.
Yes, ma'am.
But is there any way that we could maybe look at redoing that? And putting in long tables instead of those, or add some long tables there so that you could have a crowd of
Those,
people?
part of those tables were bought by the Lions Club and provided by them. Yeah, they bought 2 of the tables themselves.
On the shelter,
Yes,
inside the shelter.
yes, ma'am. For that purpose.
So they're not attached to
No, they're not mounted
anything.
to the ground. They can be moved outside the shelter and then.
I haven't got a hold of one of those. Can you move them very well?
No, that's the reason we got it the weight we did, because they can't be, it takes a couple of people to pick them up and move them, because we didn't want them walking off.
But you understand what I'm saying? When you're talking about a big group of people down there, a church group or a family reunion or something like that, you have limited the seating to where that shelter is not as useful as it was before. And I'm not suggesting we put like old ratty picnic tables in there, but you can get picnic tables.
Picnic tables that we had, I mean, we've already spent several $1,000s on the picnic tables. I mean, if you want to pull them out, do something else.
Well, I think it was something we at least need to look at. If you're not pulling them out, is there some way you could add some long tables in there?
Like I said, I mean, they can be moved outside that and they can bring tables for that purpose.
Well, I think it's unreasonable to ask people to bring their own tables when you have a shelter down there and you have people who, that's normally that shelter is for a big group of people. Or it has been in the past that most people use it. And I think when you're expecting somebody to bring their own tables, that's a little bit ridiculous.
You know offhand how many people can or have places?
8 tables, I think, down there. Isn't it? It's 8 tables.
So you're talking
4 people, so that's
24
32 people.
32 people, but you could
And
have,
then you do 3 tables, 3 of those 6 or 8 foot tables in there. 6 to a table.
the 8-foot tables, you ought to be able to get 8 people at least, 4 on each side.
Like so. depending on if you've got ADA compliant and stuff like that. That's the other issue. So,
So there are what, 2 ADA compliant tables in there?
yes, sir.
Okay.
But then you wouldn't need any more if you put 2 lots in there. would you?
It's up to you guys. You tell me. I'll pull the tables and put them somewhere else. You want to put money in there for do more tables for it, that's fine.
Well, at least in next year's budget, I think it's something that we should look at. If nothing else, if there's some way to add to, some regular picnic type tables.
But we'll take a look at it and see what we can do with increasing the seating. 32, that's a finite number for sure. And it's a
28 seats.
28.
Do what? Put a 7 down there?
I just looked at the picture, I have a picture of the.
Okay, then there's 7 tables instead of 8. Okay. It was designed to be flexible so that people could rearrange it. If you want to come in there and do a reception or something like that, you can come in there and bring your own tables to set up to utilize for that purpose. To set it up.
Bring all chairs and stuff.
That's a free, we don't charge for those.
That's exactly, we don't charge for it.
Well, I understand that you haven't charged for it since
No,
it's
we
been
don't.
there.
Other than just, the only thing we charge for is for the gas for the fireplace. And that's all we charge. for.
I understand that, but we've never charged for it. And we've had
Right.
tables down there that worked. I'm just saying there's not enough seating there. And I understand trying to get everything to match, but sometimes you've got to be a little bit practical about what the use is for, and you need seating for more than 28 people.
So, part for it.
She's here. Sorry. I'm glad I got to make it.
So usually when I walk by down there and there's some kind of a function that they got a potluck, they'll have stuff along one of the walls. Yeah, I tried to and everybody runs me off. I had one group sick their dog on me, but that's okay. So that's another, if you're gonna have a potluck, how you deal with it? So we'll take a look at it, talk to Parks Board. You got anything else for project support? Okay. Well, that is our agenda for tonight of the outside asking who's got extras. Chris, you got anything?
I have nothing.
Ralph?
I spoke to a couple of people in my neighborhood, spoken to John about it, about some kind of fallout from the sky Monday night.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah.
White all the stuff all over all the videos.
Yeah.
that was Monday night.
I was
Yeah.
like,
That was a week ago.
And if these people didn't mind washing their cars a couple of times, but in some cases it was still on there, and I guess the concern they had was whether that was going to damage the paint on their car or whether even more what that was.
I will tell you that I've spoken with air quality, EPA's air quality, and they're doing an investigation and they've got some leads, but nothing that they will come right out and make a statement on just yet, but they are investigating it.
It didn't hit everywhere, it just hit the strip, right?
It's a flume that apparently went straight down 95 to either side of 95, but apparently enough so that it got over in your area too.
all over mine.
So I'm not sure the extent of it. I've heard rumors.
Your
it's got
neighborhood?
Quake City, but I don't know that.
Well, I was out moving about on Monday night, so it must have been shortly after 8:00, 8:15 or something like that on Monday night. And it was, we had a brief little shower of rain come through. Wind was out of the northeast, actually probably northeast.
All over all four.
So I got you. I've heard reports of some stuff up along Highway 95, even pretty far past Water Tower.
I got some
We're-
of it on.
Oh, really?
We're actually, anyone that calls us and that reports that, we're just taking the name and information, just hanging on to it.
There were reports on Facebook. That's where people were
I
showing the
missed
pictures.
it. I'm
That's,
sorry.
well, there, we gotta be through this.
That's how I knew about it,
I
because it
went
didn't
up
affect
this
me.
morning, I thought somebody come in and thrown milk on my windshield.
Yeah.
See, we didn't have any else paper, we didn't have any at my house. Maybe, worse for me. I would circle it.
Really?
You had it on her, they had it on their car.
David, did you have any on your, did you? Okay. Mine was not as bad that far out as it was like some of those down here at Old Calvert. Their pictures were a little more
Blair, was that your
sober
snow
than mine
machine?
was.
So if we got a number of them recorded,
Yeah, if they call in here, when the staff is taking names and information. And take yours down.
okay, so we do have a list. So would it be safe to say if folks want to call in and make a report, we can add to the list? Okay,
I would suggest if they're gonna call in, they need to take pictures before they clean. That way they've got a
Hopefully it's
picture on file of what it looked like, before that, if they haven't already done that. That's just a good idea.
You had to clean it over next day on the windshield.
Well, yeah, that's true too, but I actually photographed mine the next day, just after I got it before I could see to get on the road.
It looked like it took some muddy water, put all over.
Well, it looked like to me,
Looked like
you
milk.
washed your car with soap and then you just walked off and left it.
Yeah,
Just a
that's a good
dry
analogy,
white
yeah.
film on it. Then when you rubbed it, it kind of turned black, like on your hand.
so that was overnight, Monday, November the 1st, right?
Yes.
It was bad enough. I even had to stop at the gas station and my car is usually not very clean. And I had to stop at the gas station and wash my window.
Okay,
So, but I know that air quality is working on it. I spoke with them last Thursday. And I haven't spoken to them since. I tried to call today and the investigator wasn't in or available. So as soon as I hear something else, I'll let you all know.
so we don't have a cleaning recommendation and we don't have a definitive answer on the source.
Don't have a definitive on the source. For cleaning, I'll tell you that washing it by hand is about the only way you're gonna get it clean. Washing it with a machine will do a fair job, but it's not gonna clean it completely.
All right.
At least in my situation, that's what I ran into.
Not
Okay. Yeah, I'd asked some of the folks to call, or that called, that actually sampled, and I'm not aware of any samples yet. Jenny? No. Kevin? Nope. It's an error to you.
I'm just here to listen.
Well, now you've got some good news, I think, maybe.
Do I?
Bicycle, no, we don't know yet. Okay, darn. All right. Bradley,
We are sorry about Brad.
you're good?
I think we could all say, we're really sorry about your brother. We knew, y'all been through a lot, but you've been in our thoughts and prayers.
Been a rough week. So at the top of this session, I should have said that David, you got something
Do I need to have extra patrol out for the?
tomorrow night?
conference?
Definitely tomorrow night.
Okay,
Yeah,
make sure
need to double, maybe triple up.
Okay, I'll make sure that everybody full force. Okay. That's an inside joke. If y'all didn't get that.
That's a honking joke.
You didn't hear, I don't know where you've been hiding.
That's a joke.
Not all that.
Chamber of Commerce, Chamber of Commerce people are not that wild.
I got it, David.
So we lost a couple of good residents, Mrs. Pace and Mr. Cerrito. Yeah. Papa Joe.
More greasy pizzas. I missed it. That Stromboli.
The Stromboli was good,
Stromboli.
and I don't like root beer, except his. And I don't know that I ever.
He used to call me when
Do
I
I?
went to the gas station. He said, "How you want pizza or Stromboli? I'm coming that way. I gotta get gas and lottery tickets." I said, "I'll bring me a Stromboli."
Oh, he'd call you up.
Oh, yeah.
He'd push them on you. Okay.
But
I can believe that.
When I worked at the gas station, I'd eat about 3 of them a week or a pizza. Then let the pizza sit for about 15 minutes before you could eat it. The grease set.
Oh, it's good though.
It's good.
It's good. We'd eat up that way from the plant at lunch, probably once a week. Probably once a week. Yep. we'll miss our residents. Okay, with that said, I think that we're all complete unless there's something to add on. I would entertain a motion for adjournment. There's a motion. And a second. All in favor? Aye.
I was hoping the meeting was gonna go a lot longer than that.
Well, you did miss on some new news, I think.
Do what?
We'll explain that chart on the wall over there to you, just a second.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, why?